Hi, my name is Vivi Sasa. Of course, I'm repping City 105.1 FM.
What's up, everybody? My name is Rex Okiche, one of the hosts of Breakfast in the City, the best morning radio show in all of Lagos.
What's up, people? My name is Chiwete Onyema. I'm a co-host of Breakfast in the City right here in City 105.1 FM. My morning rituals, of course, I have to kill chicken and sprinkle blood on my head. I'm just drinking, sorry, remind me. But then, what I need to do in the morning, part of my rituals in the morning is, I like coffee, so I need to take coffee. Like, it's important that I take coffee to help with the energy and all that. Then, I drink a lot of water as well. And also, before I come to the studio, I ensure I check through, what we're going to be talking about on the show. Basically, go through the scripts and come here and just do my thing.
To prep for the show, my early morning routine usually is to try and wake up early. Try and wake up early so that I'm well rested and I'm not in a rush. Then before I actually go to sleep, I try to check out what's happening across, the nation and the world so that I have information and what I can use as, interesting parts of the conversation in the morning, like perspectives on what we're going to talk about. So that's one of my morning routines. I drink water to clear my my vocal cords so that I can do my job more effectively. And if I can, I take some smoothie too.
My personal ritual, early morning ritual, I have to say it's not consistent. It's not like I do it every single morning, but most times I try to do it, especially when I'm up very early, is to just, prepare for the show, drink lots of water to clear the waves and all of that, and just, be mentally ready for everything that has to happen.
It's your number one lifestyle station, City 105.1. Yes, time is 9:52 right here in the city of Lagos, and it's Breakfast in the City. My name is Chiwete Onyema.
I am Vivi Sasa.
And I am Rex Okiche. If you've been online, I'm sure you've seen what's trending. Your favorite trendsetter is at it again. He has started a new phrase. Who knew how cool it would be to be a baboon?
Not just a baboon, you tell us where you reside and the name of where you reside. You say you're in the zoo, and the name of your zoo is that zoo. Wow.
That's a catchy hook.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Portable just has a way of consistently being in the face of the people without releasing music. I know we had this conversation a couple of days ago about, musicians having the need to be in the face of the people. Even if you're not releasing music, you need to be the talk. You have to make people talk about you. He's been trending on Twitter since yesterday.
What's the backstory, really?
So from what we could see from an Instagram live video, he was the police, stepped into his bar. I think from what we could see, he was screaming at them, asking them to give them the right to come in, to arrest him and all of that. And he was asking for them to identify themselves and all that. So from there, I think that's where everything started up from. And the guys are just what really got me was the fact that he said, when you want to arrest superstar, like you have the infantry to come and arrest a superstar.
He also said his federal government's liability, like how
he's a liability for me. Does he even know what he said?
He also said he belongs to a political party. Like
I work for the APC.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it's super interesting. But my own part is how Nigerians can be so creative about it. Now they've dropped a song with
it's a jam.
Monkeys dancing. It's just a jam.
Yeah. A serious jam.
My own fear now is that we cannot have children singing that. I mean, baboon.
Man, I live in the zoo, Zazu.
That's my own fear.
Oh, honestly, nothing seems to stop Portable. Like, nothing is stopping that brother. He can actually stop doing music and just focus on giving us content on social media, and it will keep working every time and every time.
Okay, it is what it is. It's your number one lifestyle station, City 105.1. More to come. My name is Vivi Sasa.
My name is Rex Okiche.
And my name is Chiwete Onyema. Taking it back, of course, with the music. Enjoy this one from Jarul and Ashanti. Always on time. If you are looking to be a broadcaster, right, it's a lot of work, I must say. If your mindset is you just want to make money, then please don't bother, being a broadcaster. Just do something else. Because with this job, it takes a lot of working hard. You need to get informed. And the thing now is a lot of people have access to the internet. So if you say something wrong on air, they can quickly check and correct you. And the last thing you want is that, people are seeing you as someone who is not informed. All right. So what you should do is, as a broadcaster, if you want to be a broadcaster, you must be willing to research, be willing to read, be willing to observe, listen to other broadcasters, do their thing, observe. If you can get training, please go ahead and get trained. All right. So if you want to be a broadcaster, one of the ways to do it is ensure that you read well, read properly, do your research, and also practice. Practice is key.
So my advice to those who want to, get into radio is that first and foremost, you need to understand and come to terms that, okay, this is what I want to do. Because, with any other career, with any other profession, it is not easy. But you can make it easy by definitely ensuring that you look for mentors. You also take the time to develop yourself. Okay, most radio presenters these days, they don't want to do the work. You just feel, oh, you go on air today and you don't blow. Let me let you know that some radio personalities don't even get known worldwide, but you being original, you being true to yourself is what would definitely stand you out. You need to be consistent. You need to, develop yourself every single day, because you want to be the best version of yourself. You want to give people the very best every single time you go on air. So my advice to you is to develop yourself consistently. You need to put in the hard work. You need to be humble. You need to be humble, because there are so many people way before you, and everything will work out right. Just take your time, no rush.
What advice would I give someone looking to start their career in radio is to develop themselves by giving themselves opportunities to find out that part of radio they want to be in, because radio is broad. Some people want to be on radio, but they forget that beyond being on the air, being behind the microphone, there's so many job descriptions in a radio. So understand what a radio is, the career path in radio. Find out which one works best for you. You might excel more as a reporter, you might excel more as a news editor, you might do well or be gifted to be the guys putting the sounds together. So there's a lot of things people can do on radio, but I just want to speak for those who want to be on-air presenters. Get training, go online, watch videos, pick a mentor, review what they do. Also, you can download scripts, present on your own, use your phone, and if you can, start a podcast, and you develop on-the-job skills while you're doing that practice. Then before you knock at any radio station, have this in mind. Be ready to volunteer as an intern, as somebody who wants to learn the rope. That is one of the surest paths to breaking it into the radio industry.
How do I manage the different emotions that come with presenting on radio? Listen. I think that is where professionalism comes in, because I've been doing this for years, and with the different elements you do on the show comes with different emotions, different personalities. So I think that grows with time, and of course professionalism plays a key role. You have to be prepared. Sometimes you deliver sad news, sometimes you have to be excited, most times you have to be excited. But I think with professionalism you are able to navigate your different expressions on radio, and that has worked for me.
Different emotions on radio. Well, there's a way to go about it. One of them is you have to be, first and foremost, you yourself have to sound neutral. It starts with you, sounding neutral. So when you sound neutral, what you're doing is you're ensuring that every other person who calls, who tries to definitely swing and move to the extreme, you try and bring them to a point where, you have your rules. Nobody should, insult anybody. Nobody should say things that would, incite anybody and all that. So you just make sure that you guide people to not say things they're not supposed to say. So that way they're able to control the emotions, because on radio a lot of people just want to call in and express themselves the way they will feel at that point in time. But with the rules, you ensuring that you tell them about the rules, that way they would actually stick to the rules, and you won't hear things that you're not supposed to hear on radio.
Basically, I've not had to deliver any bad news that affected me personally, but I'd want to speak more to hearing bad news on the air, something that I know that my listeners will be depressed about hearing. So once you receive it, you're in shock as well, but you have to remember that your duty is to make sure that you balance everyone's emotions, don't make people too sad and all of that. So you have to be a voice of hope. So in that moment, you have to process what you've heard and try and see the lighter side or the good side or the hopeful side of things and convey that message to your listeners so that everyone can have a better day. Because at the end of the day, we tune into radio to de-stress, to find out what's happening, and we want things to uplift our spirits as listeners. So it's your job as a presenter to always have that at the back of your mind. But hopefully I won't be breaking any bad news anytime soon. Okay, that was One Naira by MI featuring Wajay. Before that, we played you Like to Party by Burna Boy, and just before that, 10 over 10 by NATO C. You're listening to Battle of the Playlist, the listeners edition.
That's right.
Right here, and that playlist was by LV from Egbeda.
Yeah, so it's a
Wow. No. You need to apologize because it was Chiwete that said from the island. Here we were thinking it was an island mainland battle.
No, so somehow, technically, Meta is like, kind of like island, kind of like, So
But he said Egbeda.
I thought I saw it. Kind of misled me.
LV, apologies that they tried to change your residential
Location.
area.
Sorry about that. Maybe I'm seeing into the future. I mean, we have fast
shit.
comments here.
And they said, Putemeta, you wanted to go.
No, island. I said VI. No, I said VI.
Egbeda.
It's a graduation. I mean, it's a movement.
All right.
From Egbeda to Ebute Meta, then VI.
Wow. Okay, so if you're feeling his playlist, LV from Egbeda now, send us a message on WhatsApp and say, Team LV, all the Egbeda people, all the people in the axis. Ensure you start voting right now. Our number on WhatsApp is 0909 916 4403. Remember to also cast your vote on Twitter. My role models and radio idols in this industry would have to be Ryan Seacrest. I love Rick Dees as well. Kemi Adetiba at some point was also on radio, and what set them apart from me is how they've been able to expand. So they're not just limited to radio, they've been able to do other things in media, television, directing, producing, and that's what I also want to end up doing one day. So yeah, find the right path, I guess.
Role models to me, I think Ike Osakido is one of them. I mean, I love the fact that I'll almost call him a balanced broadcaster. He can be serious and be witty and be funny, all at once, all at the same time. Like different times you want him to be that, he can show you different parts and different sides of that. So he's one person I really, really admire. Ike Osakido, Olisa Adibo as well. I mean, he's one person that I think really understands music, the music industry in Nigeria and how it works. So those two people are people I can say are my role models.
What advice I would give to people looking to start in a radio business? It's a tough industry. You need to have the experience. So that experience can be maybe you've been in the radio space, you've worked as a media practitioner, you've been in the industry for a number of years to understand how to avoid the pitfalls when you're starting a radio business. So that's what I would advise you, to have that knowledge, have that background knowledge, either working in the industry closely and understanding it fully. Beyond that, you need to start with having a license, and these days licenses are not easy to come by. Depending on the market you want to operate in, it might want to operate in one of the bigger cities or not so big cities. The license pricing varies, and if you can't get a license, there are people who already have a license that you can get it from. And I'll just advise you to be clear on the mission of getting a radio station. Some people do it for political reasons, some people do it for business reasons and all of that, but whichever the case, you need to know that you have to set it up well. It's a business that only gives you long-term return on investment, so you can't open a radio station and in 1 year expect to make back your investments. It's very capital intensive. The equipment we use are expensive, the mast, the transmitters, everything is super expensive, and not a lot of them are produced in Nigeria. In fact, less than 5% of what you need is produced in Nigeria, so you have to be ready to invest heavy. But the gains are worthwhile if you can wait and you have the capacity to run the business effectively.
Okay, first half of the battle done. We're moving on to the second half now. Do not forget, it's a battle between our listeners today. LV from Egbeda and Fabulous from Ijaye. LV played 3 songs before we went on that break, and now it's time for us to hear from Fabulous from Ijaye.
Before we go to Ijaye, LV just responded, soon I will move to the island by God's grace.
Amen.
Once you do that, please remember to pay my tithe. Please. Thank you very much. My 10%.
Wow. Interesting.
No time.
Prophet.
It's where you walk that you ought to show.
Okay, so Fabulous has 3 songs he would like us to play to compete with LV. Okay, so if you like his own playlist, you can vote for him via WhatsApp or on Twitter. The number is to cast your vote on WhatsApp 0909-916-4403. Our Twitter handle is @city1051.
Yeah.
All right, so he's starting with this monster hit. This one is from Solid Star and Davido. Wait.
She. Where is Solid Star? Hey, God. Solid Star 2 was a solid album.
One song. Yeah, I'm not giving you this for
What you gonna do?
It says it's 27 million.
57.
For what?
57 million, I mean.
What do you do? 57
To
million?
promote one song.
Promote the song, the everything.
Video,
for that
everything.
song for
Jesus.
with the video.
And it doesn't mean the song will blow.
Yeah.
That's not. And the first one doesn't work, you do it again, repeat. Rinse and repeat. Till one blows.
How do I handle rude and insensitive callers? You know, sometimes it's just really weird. It has happened to me live before on radio, and if I tell you that it doesn't get to me, that's a lie. But you see, the moment you're live on air, I mean, the show has to go on without you feeling emotional about it. It happens, but I just try to focus on the issue, and if the person is still going on and on and on, I graciously let the person off. Graciously. But to say it doesn't, you know, hit you sometimes, that's a lie. It will definitely pain you, the entire body. But the show has to go on. So that's how I handle rude and insensitive callers on air.
Challenges in business, especially radio business, is a lot, you know. So staffing, talent is one aspect where you need to sift through a lot of people who are interested in doing radio. Not everybody is at the talent level that you would want to have to make a mark in the industry, to make sure that your business is continuously booming. So talent is another area. We have a City Media Academy that helps us solve that, where we get to train people who are aspiring presenters and producers, social media managers, and all of that. City Media Academy does that. So once we find somebody who is promising, we are able to absorb them into, you know, the system. So that's one of the challenges that we can say we face, and also the fact that advert spend, the company's budgets are affected by the economic situation in the country. So if the economy is not vibrant enough, if the economy is depressed, then you find that ad budgets get affected, and most times radio gets the impact of this, or feels the impact of this, because not a lot of money is apportioned to radio ad spend, and radio business is all about advertising. If the brands are not advertising or don't have enough money to advertise, it cuts down on your profits as well. So which is why radio is really looking to other income or revenue sources or streams to be able to keep the business alive, because the thing is, people will always want to listen to radio as a verified source of information. Social media is there. People are migrating to social media a lot, but the truth is sometimes you can't trust what you see on social media. Different people are setting different agenda with the information that they put across in social media. So radio is usually where people depend on to get information. So, but by and large, there's always challenges for every business, but the fact that we're still here seems to tell you that we're weathering the storm. This was for the club goers. This list was for the club goers. Again, a former DJ.
Battle of the playlist. Which team has the best selection?
The best team I've ever seen play the game is Barcelona.
No. Number one.
People you don't know, me and Tim are 20 years ago.
That sounds like so much fun.
Them say them bad, but I swear them do nothing, no way.
How you feel on your favorite presenters' taste in music?
Hello!
Battle of the playlist on Way Back Wednesday, 9:30 a.m. on Breakfast in the City. Battle of the playlist.
Battle of the playlist.
Okay, we are done with Battle of the Playlist Listen Edition, and you heard the selection from Fabulous all the way from Ijai. Because what's the guy please say?
According to Rex, he says the guy he played a song for the party goers, the club.
Fabulous. Are you a DJ in your former life?
Selections.
You need to see how Baby was rocking to it. You know. Solid Star Wait remix was the first song. Chidi K Gaga Crazy, which was a club hit, was the second song. Wande Cole and Wizkid featuring Wande Cole, Wine It For Me, off the Superstar album.
So, I mean, we're not the ones voting, we're not the ones
Yeah,
decide.
we don't even have a vote in this.
Exactly. So you decide whose playlist you're feeling the most. And don't forget, it's between LV from Egbeda, who earlier played 10 over 10 by Nato C. He went ahead to play Like to Party by Burna Boy, and then he ended with playing a song from MI and YJ, 1 Naira. So, whose playlist are you feeling the most? Go on Twitter at City1051. Polls right there. And also you can vote on WhatsApp 0909-996-4403.
Remember, may the best man win, yeah?
Absolutely.
10:30, that is the time we get to, let you in on who's winning. Our INEC official, unbiased, incorruptible, IGDB Ikeja division.
Yes.
Will be in the studio to let us know who is winning the title this week, yeah.
Okay, keep listening. More music coming your way right here on Breakfast in the City. My name is Rex Okiche.
My name is Chiwete Onyema.
I am Vibe Sasa.
Are listening to the award-winning
I don't think
They've not put it. The poll is not there.
1051 FM.
Your #1 lifestyle station.
What's up, people? My name is Chiwete Onyema. I'm a broadcaster and a co-host of Breakfast in the City. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's been behind the scenes, of course, of Breakfast in the City. Keep watching iBrandTV. It's, of course, on StarTimes. You can also check them out, of course, on YouTube as well. My name is Chiwete Onyema.
My name is Rex Okiche, head of programs at City FM. Keep watching iBrandTV on StarTimes.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, Baby Sasa, one of the hosts of the Breakfast Show on City 1051 FM, your #1 lifestyle radio station. I hope you enjoyed, one day in our lives as radio personalities, and I'm just wishing you the best. Make sure you keep watching iBrandTV on StarTimes channel 143. Bye.
City 1051 FM.
Lagos.